When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
We love spending this time with you. Thank you for listening. If you would like to take your listening experience to the next level, did you know there's a way to do that, Jabo?
I do.
Yep, you know how you do it. You go to thetjshow.com, you sign up for the TJ Show newsletter, and you get cool things dropped right into your inbox, like the TJ Show's 10 shares. We pick 10 different things, everyone on the team does it, that we think you're going to love. It's not just about our show. This is about like stuff, music we're listening to, whatever it may be.
Life stuff.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole lot more in there. Sign up at thetjshow.com. This is the TJ Show. I told you about our friend Massimo, who is like just the nicest guy.
Yes.
And he's on the phone and he helps someone else out.
Aw.
And I think this is a beautiful story. Hey, Massimo, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yep.
No, do you refer to yourself as an old guy, or you're in your 70s, right?
No, 69 actually.
Oh, okay, so you're a young guy.
Young
man.
TJ.
Yeah.
Almost there.
You have a friend who changed out his washer. And he put
Brand new washer, yeah.
Brand new washer, very exciting time for any homeowner. Mm-hmm. He put his old washer out on the street, and he wanted to be nice. He wrote free on a big sign and just put it on top of the washer. And what happened to the washer?
A week later, it was still there.
Yeah, no one wanted the washer.
A free
washer. So, Massimo, you had an idea, and you saved the day. What happened?
Well, I told them that no one wants something that isn't of value, so I changed the sign to say, for sale.
How much did he get for it?
Nothing. It was stolen that very night.
Get out of here. You know what? When it said for free, they probably thought there's something wrong with it. I don't want it. Now it says for sale. They're like, oh, wait, this is a working washing machine. You gotta be kidding me.
Well, he got what he wanted anyway.
By morning, it was gone.
Massimo's the same guy who has a compost pile and he just throws a bunch of fruit in there, and a couple peach trees popped up. He dropped one off for me. I was expecting this little tiny peach tree in like a small little planter. It's a huge tree. I couldn't believe it. Massimo, I felt bad taking it from you. You didn't want that for yourself?
I got too much garbage here. I'm trying to declutter my life.
It's good to have a friend like Massimo who is decluttering like really valuable things.
That's great.
I love it.
I bought avocados a couple years ago for 49 cents each. I planted every pit. I got 20 trees. I sold them for $10 each.
Wow. Look at that.
49 cents each? That must have been like 25 years ago, because avocados now are like $2. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It was about 5 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Look at
inflation,
that.
am I right?
Avocado inflation. Massimo is a friend of my grandpa's. That's how I got to know him. And he's the kind of guy that loves to share like the greatest deals that he's gotten recently. So, Massimo, what's the best deal you got recently?
I would go to the Costco. And I see the petals of the succulent plants on the ground. And I asked the person there, can I take them? She goes, yeah, I'm just going to sweep them away anyway. So I put them in my pocket. I stick them in dirt. And now I got all these succulent plants everywhere that I got spent no money on at all.
Wait, so does that work?
Yeah, that's how they grow.
Wait, you just put it in the dirt and it creates a new plant?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's called nature.
What?
Have you heard of it, TJ?
I didn't know that's how. I thought, well, what about a seed? Don't you need a seed?
If you want to wait that long, but you can cut off a leaf and stick it in dirt, and that grows too.
So obviously we want to get a plant shop's permission before we do something like this.
Oh, no, never take leaves off one that they're planning on sell. Look on the ground. There's usually some there.
That's awesome. Well, Massimo, thank you for sharing this with us. I got to go grow a succulent plant. I got to find a little bit. Do you have a succulent?
I do have a couple of them.
Give me a piece of that.
Yeah, I'll take another one, Massimo.
Hey, TJ, you want one?
I just asked for one.
No, I don't want one more thing to water. No, I really appreciate it. Jabo,
I'll take it. I'll take one.
Okay, I'll give it one. I also have a prickly pear cactus.
Oh, wow.
They got beautiful blooming yellow flowers. It's amazing.
Massimo, thank you so much, and great story there. I love it.
Okay, talk to you.
Thank you, Massimo.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Hey,
all right, we'll be in touch.
Care.
Have a good one.
Bye.
See you. I don't watch a lot of television, but I did sit down to watch some TV last night. and I took Kenny's recommendation. He said that I would love the Jim Henson documentary that's on Apple TV.
Okay.
I was able to get through about 30 minutes, and I'm going to finish the rest of it, but I was so intrigued by this guy's story. What an interesting guy, the creator of Sesame Street and the Muppets. Mm-hmm. Wow, I didn't know any of this stuff about him. I hear I've been watching Big Bird my whole life, and I got a picture of Big Bird even hanging up in our home. What a cool, creative, interesting guy. I loved it so much, Kenny, that I've already ordered his biography. I have the book coming to my house, so thank you for that.
I'm just intrigued with the fact that you sat down and watched TV.
Yeah, well,
congratulations.
Kenny really raved about it. He's like, I think you're going to like this. You should watch it. And so I did, and thank you for that, Kenny.
Well, you have something hanging up on your wall other than Big Bird. What does it say? The experimenting thing that you have framed on your wall?
Oh, yeah. It says...
Don't fear experiments or something?
Yeah, do not fear experiments.
And that's what Jim Henson was all about, experimenting, doing the next big thing. I look forward to hearing what you think of the rest of the documentary, because that was his MO. He was always looking to experiment and innovate.
Yeah.
Where can I find that documentary?
Apple TV, right?
No, Disney Plus.
Oh, isn't it the same thing?
No, it's
it feels like it. There's so many platforms.
Oh, no, okay, Disney Plus. Did I say Apple TV?
I don't know.
Yeah, who even knows? I mean,
if you use an Apple TV, there's a Disney Plus app on the Apple TV.
Yeah, you know how it is now. If you want to watch something, you have to hire an archaeologist to find it for you, and then you could find out where to see it.
Yes.
So, thank you, Kenny.
I'm glad you liked it.
I'm always saying you're wasting our time with all the TV you're watching, trying to get us to watch shows, but that was actually wonderful. Let me expand on what you just said about the do not fear experiments.
Please.
For a long time, because I like playing with film photography and, using actual physical film, getting it developed, and I want to be able to develop it at some point. And so I took a picture of my dog, Luna, and I just kept having this idea for years and years. I want to paint on top of the film picture. Mm-hmm. And so one day I get this printout. It cost me like $60 to make this print. And I put out some paint and I start painting on the film. And then I take all this cool tape and mask it around and everything. And I look at it and I go, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. This is so bad. How embarrassing is this? I put it up next to all my kids' artwork because it looked like one of my kids just took paint and so then I had this thought, okay, I'm going to write, do not waste your money on here as a reminder to just not waste money on nonsense. Then something in my head, it just like dropped in my head and it said, no, don't fear experiments. And so I was like, oh, you know what? Let me write that instead. And so I wrote, do not fear experiments on it. And we just left it there next to the kids stuff. And we have a lot of people over for dinner and people kept seeing it and asking me about it, saying, what is that? What is that? And I kept telling them the story because I don't want to be afraid to experiment with stuff. And so many people asked me about it. I said, you know what? Maybe this is something that needs to speak to me every day. So I got it framed professionally and I put it up right above my little coffee station. And every day it's a reminder to not be afraid to take a risk and experiment, especially creatively.
Yeah, and not only did it speak to you, but it spoke to other people too, because every time somebody came to your house, you had to explain the story to them, which then was a reminder to yourself to not be afraid to experiment, but also an enlightenment to somebody else and not be afraid to experiment.
Right. Like who knows what you're going through with your career, or if you feel like you want to have a career change, maybe you're in some line of work and you're like, this is not for me. Jump. Don't be afraid to experiment. It doesn't mean leaving your job and quitting and getting on the desk and shouting out what you hate about everyone. No, it's just like a little at a time.
I mean, that could be therapeutic, but not a good idea.
No, but start doing that thing that you're drawn to, and who knows where it's going to lead.
Or if you have a business idea, and you're like, man, I had this idea for a while, and I want to do this. Or maybe you want to write a book, or you want to create content, and you're like, I might look dumb. Who cares?
The greatest things that have changed our world started with a tiny experiment.
Yep.
I was in the office yesterday. Jabo said something about her hands, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I thought it was a common thing. So my right hand was itching, and I scratched it, and I said, I'm about to get some money. Because that's not common.
I was like, wait, am I supposed to give you something now? Like,
No.
What do you mean you're about to get some money?
Well, growing up, my grandma, whenever her right hand would itch, she would scratch it and be like, ooh, mija, I'm about to get some money. And then when her left hand would itch, she would scratch that too, and she would say, I guess I owe people money. So when my left hand itches, I just don't scratch it. I don't acknowledge it. But when my right hand itch, I scratch.
So where does this start? What is this? This is what, like a family superstition almost?
I guess so. Like my mom has said it, my grandmother said it, I've heard my aunts say it, I'm now saying it.
And so next thing I know...
Kenny's right hand is itching.
It doesn't itch, but I'm going to scratch it.
Yeah. Next thing I know, Kenny's out on the street and asking people about these stories in their lives.
I was wondering, do you have any family superstitions that you still practice today, or something that you learned from your family that you still do to this day?
Yeah, I try not to step on a crack.
Yeah, me too.
I step on cracks and my mom is fine.
I'm sure she'll be fine, but it's a superstition.
Okay, if your nose start itching, somebody talking about you.
If your nose starts itching.
Yeah. If your nose or your ears start itching,
I always thought that meant you just got to blow your nose.
that means somebody's talking about you.
Where does that come from?
I don't know. My great-grandmama said that.
Do you still feel that way if you get a nose itch? Do you think somebody's talking about you?
Yeah.
I think our great-grandmoms messed us all up if they're telling us,
Seriously.
I mean, what is going on here?
Yeah, I do feel like that sometimes. Or what they used to say, if something hurting on your body, somebody coming to visit.
I never heard that one.
Me neither, because my body hurts all the time. And I get no visitors.
You don't want visitors either.
I really don't.
Oh.
At baseball games,
Oh, this is one for baseball games.
my superstition is if I wear the jersey of the person that's doing poorly over the last couple days, they will do better.
That's interesting. You know, I have a similar but completely opposite superstition. I don't wear individual shirts or jerseys anymore because I feel like I'm only cheering for that player and I want to cheer for the whole team.
I understand.
Have you talked to a therapist about that?
No, I'm talking to this guy.
Maybe bring that up, right? I know you have an ongoing list of things to bring up when you do.
Yeah.
I understand.
So that makes sense to you.
Absolutely. Whatever works for you.
Here's another one that he shares.
Always be careful of telling 100% the truth
Okay.
because it'll get you in trouble.
I've never heard that one. I just thought it was the opposite.
Right.
That was taught to you?
That's been passed down in my generations from family from generations to generations.
You know, they say honesty is the best policy, but not all the time.
Apparently not in my family.
So is there an example where you... Okay, so you don't want to give any example?
No.
All right, then
No, he's not going to tell you what he's
Yeah,
not
right, exactly.
sort of telling the truth about.
we'll let you go with that one. Clinton, it was really nice talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right, here's another one. You want to hear another one, J-Bo?
Oh, yeah.
Are there any superstitions or something you learned from your family that's a little silly, but you still do it to this day out of habit?
I guess pick up a quarter when it's on heads. If it's
Yeah.
on tails, just kick it until it's on heads and pick it up.
Yeah, I've heard that same one.
Wait, you can kick the quarter? I didn't know that.
I don't care if it's on heads or on tails. You pick up enough quarters, you're going to get $1. I pick up every quarter I see.
I think that's a better plan,
Right.
J-Bo.
And as a matter of fact, see a penny, pick it up, then all day you have good luck. I remember that line from the Grease movie.
Yeah.
But if it's tails, I won't pick it up.
Well, you got to kick it until it turns to heads, and then you can pick it up.
So
Kick it to J-Bo and me.
that's what I'm going to do then.
All right,
I was
so
just
good.
letting him go.
Yeah, no, pick them up.
Yeah, I think we could shake all this weird stuff.
I'm going to still keep scratching my right hand,
All
though,
right.
because, money's coming.
Well, who knows? Maybe you'll stumble across that penny on tails.
Maybe I will.
The TJ Show is sponsored by Prize Picks. You want to play daily fantasy sports, and it just seems so complicated? Well, what about Prize Picks for daily fantasy sports?
Prize Picks is cool because it's just you picking against stat projections, more or less on 2 to 6 players' stats, everything from basketball finals. Keep an eye out for star players for boosted payouts, and you can even use esports to add to your entries now.
Yeah, every Wednesday and Saturday in June, if your esport lineup doesn't win, you'll get your entry fee back. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what makes Prize Picks the #1 fantasy sports app. PrizePicks.com. Download the app today and use code TJShow for a first deposit match up to $100. That's code TJShow on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less, it's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit PrizePicks.com for restrictions and details. PrizePicks.com. Have I said it enough?
PrizePicks.com.
You got me. This edition of the TJ Show is sponsored by Omaha Steaks. Oh, they make Father's Day so easy.
Yes.
But still keep up the quality of the Father's Day gift.
That's
I'll
right.
give you a story about my dad, how much he loves steak. So we were out at my daughter Charlie's recital, and it was like 8 o'clock at night. The thing finishes up, and he goes, "Hey, T, where can I get a good steak?" I'm like, "Dad, it's nighttime. We gotta get the kids ready for bed." "Oh, no, it's fine. But if I had an Omaha steak in the refrigerator, it would have been easy."
That's the solution to the problem.
So for Father's Day, you want to get the right gift for your dad, right? It's right around the corner. Do it now. The Father's Day experts at Omaha Steaks have made it easy to put a smile on Dad's face this summer. Hand-selected gift packages starting at just $89. All you got to do is go to omahasteaks.com, use the promo code TJ at checkout for an additional discount when you shop gourmet gift packages for Father's Day. Go to omahasteaks.com and use the promo code TJ to get some exclusive savings. Omaha Steaks, they know great steaks, and dads love steaks. This is the TJ Show, and it's Friday, June 7th, 2024. Oh, I'm so glad yesterday's done, J-Bo.
What was so tough about yesterday?
Well, I get home and my wife goes, hey, we're going to a high school graduation party. And I said, whose? And one of our babysitters and also her lifelong friend, it's her daughter.
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, cool. I'm looking forward to that. I always love free food.
Right.
And, and I like these people a lot, so I'm excited to go. And I walk into this thing. I'm now a full-grown adult with my own children and my wife. And this wave of anxiety just came over me. And I was like...
Took you back, huh?
Well, it took me back to high school.
Yeah.
And, I used to not fit in at events like this. And, somehow, as an adult, my brain went back to that space. And I was like, whoa, all these, cool kids hanging out. And when I realized none of them were looking at me, I was just dad guy there. And I'm like, oh, cool. All right, I could
they weren't
blend
worried
in
about
here.
you.
But I did sort of go a little closer to my wife. And I was like, hey, hang out with me. And then she abandoned me in about 4 minutes.
Hang out with me.
Yeah, well, I wanted to show everyone, I'm cool, guys. I got a girlfriend, a wife, and kids. Yeah, don't look at me like I'm not cool.
Oh, man.
I was like, man, our brains kind of do weird things.
Yeah, it does.
I caught myself.
You made it, TJ. You got married.
Yeah, I know, I did. It's awesome.
That was your goal. So you made it in that way.
That was all I wanted in high school was to get married. And it took me a little while, but I pulled it off.
You pulled it off.
Eventually I did. All the kids would gravitate towards you, J-Bo. You would walk in, they'd look at your sneakers and be like, whoa, those are cool.
I was cool in high school. I found out, because I keep in contact with my elementary school teacher, I found out from her that I was bullied in elementary. I didn't even realize that. That's probably why I was cool in high school, because I was determined to be popular. I don't know. But as an adult, I don't know. I kind of feel awkward now.
Well, thanks for making me feel cooler now.
No,
just
you're
being
welcome.
your friend, I get a couple points for that, right?
Yeah, I get a few points, yeah.
Yesterday, I was folding my towels, and I'm looking at these towels coming out of the dryer. And I'm like, what is going on? Why do I have such cheap towels? They're so thin. They're like big rags. And what I realized was they were fluffy towels at one point in their life. I've had them for so long that my dryer has pretty much eaten my towels. I'm holding on to them for some reason because they still work, and I'm having a hard time parting with them.
They still dry your body off, so yeah, they work. They're just not what they used to be.
It might take 2 to do it properly.
Okay.
But I don't mind. I like having 2 towels. It kind of covers more of my body.
So do you think it's your dryer jacking up your towels?
No, it's just I've had them for 8 years.
Okay.
And I think they've just gone through enough cycles, and I've removed enough lint from the dryer. I've been removing a little bit of my towel, a little piece of it, every time I empty that lint drawer. Yes, Producer Heather.
TJ, I don't want to upset you, but I think it's time to let go of the towels. I'm sorry, get new towels.
No, I don't. I like my towels.
Yeah, I don't really mess with the dryer like that. We used to be cool and bond all the time, but lately I just hit the dryer up whenever I need my drawers dried.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I hang up my jeans, I hang up my shirts. I don't like the way the dryer messes with my clothes.
So you dumped your dryer?
Yeah. It's one of those relationships where it's kind of when I need the dryer, I'd be like, yo, you available? And so then that's when I use a dryer.
Well, what do you need it for?
Only to dry my drawers.
Oh, so it's kind of like a booty call.
Yeah, every once in a while, whenever it's available. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear that. That's all right. That's
that.
good. Maybe I need to start going in that direction.
Maybe you should.
I'll use it when I need it.
Exactly.
Yeah, Kenny.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't relate to you guys, man. Since I moved in with my girlfriend, I don't do the laundry anymore.
Okay. Wow.
What does that mean?
Well, I mean,
It means what it means. He don't do the laundry.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend does your laundry?
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind for me.
Wow.
Allison,
you hear this?
Yeah, how did you pull that off?
Well, she likes to do the laundry. She is the best folder I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know if she likes to do the laundry.
It's fun to do what you're good at, and she's really good at folding and doing the laundry.
Kenny, what is wrong with you?
What?
Wow.
You just take that and accept it, and you don't call attention to that. If that's happening, good for you. But why are you calling attention to that?
Well, I don't know. When I did do my laundry, I guess I just accepted the abuse. I needed the clothes dry. I needed the towels dry. Whatever happened to the towels, that was part of the deal.
So it'd rip up your clothes and you were okay with it?
Yeah, I was fine with it. It was
That's
like a toxic relationship.
Toxic
Very
relationship.
toxic because the dryer will rip up your clothes. It'll put little holes in your shirts.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, camera guy Josh, you have a relationship with your dryer?
Yeah, things are tense because every time I throw one of my sweatshirts in there, it unravels that cord.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
I've lost a couple pair of sweatpants over that.
Yeah, you can tie that up though. You can make a little bow and then throw it into wash.
Yeah, that's a much better move.
Or you can put a knot in the drawstring, and this way it won't come out. It won't pull through the holes.
Or I could do that. I guess it's me, not them.
It is you and not the dryer. Yes, Producer Heather.
Yeah, I think it's all of you. I have a fabulous relationship with my dryer. It gets my clothes all nice and warm, and then I put them on. It's all snuggly. I love my dryer.
Okay, well, wasn't she wearing wet pants yesterday?
I was going to say that. Yesterday, producer Heather came into work talking about my jeans are still wet. I'm like, did you not dry them? Well, my dryer, the way it works, it doesn't really dry all the way, so I wear wet jeans.
She's making excuses for her dryer. Yeah.
Josh, I do have an invention that I think you'll love. It's going to make me billions. It's the hoodie string snake and the drawstring snake for your sweatpants. I'm going to create this device. So if it ever does
So it puts it back in?
It'll put it back in.
Whoa.
This guy with the inventions.
That's a great invention, man. You also keep that secret, though.
Yeah, he's going to open up a pizza shop where it's second day pizza, right?
Yeah, next day pizza is what I'm calling it.
It's always better when you reheat it in the oven.
If you try to order a fresh pizza from me, I'll tell you, come back tomorrow.
That's good. My phone asked me if I would allow it to update overnight. And I'm like, yeah, go for it. There are so many new features I have in my phone, I don't even know about them. They're not even on my radar. And you're going through something right now, J-Bo.
Yeah, my phone actually went ahead and updated on its own, even though I said no, and it jacked up my phone, so I had to re-download quite a few things. And if you have an iPhone, you know how tedious it is to put your apps in different folders and make it all organized.
Yep, one at a time. Hold, move. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was doing that and I'm like, man, there has to be a better way to do this. Like, there has to be a better way. And I came across so many like iPhone tricks that I had no idea. And maybe you don't know either. But come to find out, if you're trying to move apps to different folders, instead of doing one at a time, you hold down one of the apps that you want to move, hit the edit home screen, and then you use your other finger to move the other app, tap the other apps, and they end up grouping apps together.
Oh, snap.
So you can move all these apps at the same time to one folder, and I had no idea.
Don't keep all these secrets to yourself.
Okay, so if you do the grocery shopping at home, this is really helpful. You know the reminders app on your phone?
Yep.
I barely ever use it. I will now, though. You can create a new list, and there's a drop-down button where you can select groceries. And as you're adding items to that list, like eggs, chicken, whatever, it will literally put everything into categories for you.
See, I didn't know my phone could do that.
Me neither.
And I'm sure the Android was probably doing this 6 months ago.
I mean, I'm
but
sure
the iPhone gets all the credit.
You know what I'm saying? If you need some insight on like how you should wash certain jeans and certain pants.
Oh, I do.
You can look up the laundry care icons by taking a photo of the label on your shirt or your pants.
And what does it do?
And then you hit info and they'll tell you the specifics on how to wash that shirt.
My phone will do the work for me?
All the work, you don't have to look it up. Your phone will take care of it for you.
Yeah, I always ignore that little tag, but I know I should be listening to it.
Yeah, that's probably why some of your clothes don't last very long, TJ.
I know, you're right.
Because you're ignoring that tag.
They
That's
fall
why
apart.
mine don't last that long.
Hey, listen, that's a great example of AI and technology working in tandem with humanity and helping us, making life a little easier. Keep going. I want more of these.
So another trick, if you own an iPhone, maybe you didn't know because I didn't know, if you're doing some reading or maybe you're doing some traveling and there's a word that you don't know what it means or you need it to be translated, you can open the camera app and point your lens to that particular word, and it gives you the option to either look up the word, translate it, or you can share the word.
Oh, you know what? That is a good trick that I have learned, and what I use that for is if I'm reading a book, I will point my lens at the book, and then you can select the text in the book, copy it to your notebook, and then it's an easy way to like remember things that stand out to you while you're reading, or if you catch something and you want to. It's brilliant. See, this is what I love about my phone.
Well, TJ has been known for giving out books as birthday gifts, and so I was reading one of the books you gave me, and there was a word in there that I had no idea what it meant. Instead of Googling it on my phone, I just like used my camera
picture,
and it looked it up for me.
Any more?
Yeah, there's one more. So when you use the Files app, or if you take a photo and you're trying to crop out the background, instead of throwing it into another app that maybe you're not familiar with, you can actually tap and hold any picture on your Files app or your photo. You're going to click the quick actions and then hit remove background, and it will automatically remove the background for you.
This actually happened by accident. I was trying to mess with a picture of my brother, and when I held his face down, he like came out of the picture, and I was able to send him. Yeah, it's like a sticker to him. It's unbelievable. I mean, listen, I can't keep up with all of it, but thank you for trying to keep us up to date,
Hey,
J-Bo.
I'm trying to help you and myself.
Yes, Kenny.
Yeah, I found this cool feature. It could turn your iPhone screen into an iMac screen. You hold it really close to your face, like, ow.
Oh. J-Bo just slammed it into his face. That was deserved, but I understand what you're saying, Kenny. I was walking past our camera guy Josh's office a little earlier.
All right.
And I saw he has a new plant. Brought in a plant.
Some greenery in there?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, where'd you get your cute little plant, Josh?
My wife, I think it's called propagated it off of another plant we have.
Isn't that so cute? His wife gave him a little
Yeah, it is super
planty. Right, Kenny?
Yeah, good for you, buddy.
Are you guys making fun of him?
Yeah, come on.
No, I just think it's so cute. His wife sent him to work with a little plant.
See, that's why I was trying to hide it. I was trying to hide the plant in the corner of the windowsill because I just knew I couldn't just bring a plant in.
I
here.
walked past the office and I did a double take. I said, does Josh have a little plant in there? And he did, and then it makes it even better that his wife sent him to work with
Hey,
it.
Josh, did your wife send you to work with lunch too? Did she pack your lunch?
Yes, as a matter of fact, she did. Yeah, she did.
Plant and the lunch.
My wife loves me.
Yeah, it's so nice that Josh has a little planty and a lunchy.
Yeah.
Does she lay your clothes out in the morning for you too, Josh?
No, she doesn't. I could do that by
She
myself.
does it the night before.
Yeah, so, I have this app. It's called, I actually don't even know what it's called, but you take a picture of a plant and it'll tell you what it is. It's absolutely amazing. I do this I spend a lot of my day just taking pictures of plants in my yard because I'm like, whoa, how did that get here? I found a blackberry bush out of nowhere. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
Does the app know if the plant was given to somebody by their
little wifey? You know what? It doesn't report that. But what's interesting about this plant, it's actually an ivy that is toxic when eaten by a human or a pet. Apparently, the sap in it is poisonous. So she gave you a little poison ivy, a different kind of poison ivy. Yeah, we gotta. Maybe that'll keep people away from Josh. Maybe, right?
Josh, don't mix up the plant for your lunch because that could be bad.
Yeah,
I know.
No.
This is an interesting plant. It's known as devil's ivy. Because it's so hard to kill. It can even grow in low light conditions. It's got the poisonous sap. It has to be kept away from pets and children. Look at how much this thing can grow. This could fill up his office.
Wow, that's the dream.
Josh, your wife is a smart woman. She knew that you probably wouldn't be watering that plant. She knew you wouldn't give much care to it. She's like, you know what? Let me give him something that he can't kill.
Yeah, and she knows that I don't want people around me ever. And so this is just, oh man, I love her so much. She is so perfect.
Yeah, that is actually really sweet. I love that. I mean, if my wife did that for me, I would like it, and I would bring the plant to work in 2 seconds.
Yeah, one time my husband Archie gifted me an orchid plant.
Oh, yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? I'm going to kill it. And I did. I tried so hard to take care of it, and I killed it.
Yeah, it's hard to keep plants alive. Although, you know what's really interesting? Man, who knew we would do a whole segment on plants? But this is so cool. So my father-in-law, I guess he didn't weed under his deck for a little while. And so for a year, there's just been stuff kind of growing out. And I noticed, because I'm taking pictures of plants all the time, there was this very mature looking vine. And I said, I think that's a grapevine. And I took a picture, and he had like 3 or 4 grapevines that were about 10 feet long. And I'm like, Pop, because I call him Pop, we got to run this up your deck. And so we're going to run the vines up his deck so that hopefully the grapes start growing. Do you know how many times we've looked at these things? We think they're weeds, and they're actually just little fruit vines or plants, and we just gotta, know what they are, and then we can get some free fruit.
Have you heard anything through the grapevines?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay,
no,
okay.
that doesn't work.
And just a reminder, I'm not supposed to eat Josh's plant.
No,
right?
do not eat Josh's plant.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Josh. You were well loved.
Thank you.
This edition of the TJ Show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Yeah, the year is going by quite quickly.
Bro, I blinked and it's gone.
Halfway there. And sometimes it's hard to take inventory on how we're doing.
Yeah.
And I think one of the ways to truly assess our progress is by talking to someone else about it. Therapists have made me realize, actually, maybe I'm further along than I think. Because our mind can play tricks on us.
That's right.
And we've got to talk through this kind of a thing. Whether you're celebrating big wins, small wins, whatever it is, knowing that you're winning or if you're not, how to change that is so valuable.
A win is a win, and therapy is a win.
I agree with you. If you've ever considered it, go to betterhelp.com/TJ. That's betterhelp.com/TJ. You fill out the questionnaire, you get linked up with a licensed therapist. If for some reason it's not a fit, you can switch therapists anytime, no additional fee. Take a moment, visit betterhelp.com/TJ today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp, HELP.com/TJ. betterhelp.com/TJ.
What's good, everybody? It's Gerard Hector, the host and executive producer of the True Hoop Podcast. You guys can catch me and the godfather of basketball player development, Coach David Thorpe, every Monday and Thursday talking all things NBA.
It starts with Shea. Jalen Williamson, terrific. And a great coach. It starts with Shea. He's carrying a team. He's Michael Jordan right now.
Search for the True Hoop Podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Rate, review, subscribe. Catch us every Monday and Thursday. Take care.
This is the TJ Show, our news. It sounds different around here. Kenny reads through every story he can find, and then he brings us the most interesting ones. Kenny, what's happening on the planet today?
Well, after this evening's episode of Wheel of Fortune, Pat Sajak will no longer be spinning the wheel as he is retiring after 41 seasons with the show.
Good run.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, in fact, he holds the Guinness World Record for the longest running host of one game show.
Wow.
It's got to get boring at some point, right? It has to.
Maybe that's why he's moving on.
Yeah. Is he choosing to move on?
Yeah, this is his choice.
Okay.
Well, he gets to interact with so many different people on every show, so maybe he switches it up for him, you know?
I don't know. I mean, good for him. I know the paycheck's good. That's what I hear.
Well,
I hope so after 40-something years.
Yeah, he was making some good money. On last night's episode, Vanna White, his longtime sidekick, paid an emotional tribute to her longtime coworker and friend. She said, "As this chapter of our lives is coming to an end, I know you'll still be close by. You're like a brother to me, and I consider you a true lifelong friend who I will always adore." She said, "Pat, I love you."
Is he going to come back and play as a contestant at some point?
That's a great idea. You know, they have Celebrity Wheel of Fortune now.
Yeah, they got to bring him back.
That would be wonderful. A little cameo. Apparently, now we do know Ryan Seacrest is going to take over starting for season 42 in the fall.
I'm so glad that he finally got a job.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was pulling for him.
Vanna White's remaining, but it's been reported that Sajak has already got a couple of gigs lined up for post-retirement. He's now the chairman of the board of trustees for Hillsdale College in Michigan. He'd previously served as their vice chairman since 2003, and apparently he's going to theater. He'll be in a mystery thriller play next summer at Honolulu's Hawaii Theater.
A thriller play?
That's where his retirement home is at.
I don't know
Hawaii.
the word. I don't know the word.
It's going to be okay. It's riveting. What else you got, Kenny?
A woman from Maine learned the hard way that quicksand is indeed a real thing, and it's not just something we see in the movies.
It's frightening. Have you seen it in Mario Brothers?
It's not just something, it's real. It's not just, it's more than Mario Brothers.
I know. And I don't think I ever told you guys this. When I was out visiting LA last year, I was in Los Angeles and we're walking along the beach and I think it is quicksand. It was right after there was this hurricane, and I started sinking. I was like, "Oh, not today, LA!" And I got out, and I had to really struggle. LA tried to eat me.
What?
Yes, I don't know what you'd consider it if it's in the ocean. Is it still quicksand?
Well, that's exactly what happened to this woman. She was walking along the beach in Maine when suddenly she was up to her hips.
Yeah, I mean this
dropped into the sand.
I was getting swallowed. And I had to, Jess had to pull me, and thank God she was there.
Thank God she's strong. She goes to the gym.
I know, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. It was almost like you could walk on the beach, but then before you get to the dry part of the beach, there was this layer of quicksand. It was really weird.
Yeah, now thankfully for this woman, her husband was there to pull her out to safety. They call it supersaturated sand, another way to describe quicksand. But apparently it's not as life-threatening as it's made to seem in the movies. You're still more buoyant than the quicksand, so you're never going to sink down over your head.
Don't test that.
Well, that's according to an expert from the Maine Department of Agriculture.
I'm also an expert because I got caught in a little bit of quicksand. Kenny, what else do you have?
There was a new study released by this research group called Epoch AI, and they're projecting that tech companies will be running out of source material to train their AI language models by roughly the turn of the decade. They say sometime between 2026 and 2032.
What does that even mean for us?
So AI is trained on words that humans wrote online. Sure. It goes through
articles, books, everything.
Exactly. So apparently they're already through most of the source material that exists to this day.
So most of what's written has been uploaded into
Exactly.
AI.
They're saying they're coming to this bottleneck junction where they're going to have to figure out what to do because the whole idea of AI and its success is constantly updating and upgrading and making it bigger and better, but they're running out of material to go through.
So it sounds like AI is possibly updating and upgrading faster than humans are producing content or new material.
Pretty much.
It really sounds like a non-story to me. Like, just do what you can do with it while you can do things with it.
Well, you're starting to see AI companies like reach out to private firms. Like, for instance, Reddit has a licensing deal with an AI company. News media outlets have licensing deals. So they have to go to other places to get this material in order to continue to train the AI. And they're comparing it to the gold rushes of like the 1840s.
Written information?
Yeah, that just like they went through all the gold in the gold rush, we're going through all the information for ChatGPT and the others.
And you got to think about it. If there are businesses that are going to profit off of this thing, then yeah, they're going to see it as a downside for them if AI doesn't have any more information to consume.
We wanted to build a new universe. And until we get there, just slow down, everyone. Take it easy.
And I guess that's maybe why so many people sign that open letter calling for a pause of AI. But one expert said if you start hitting those constraints about how much data you have, then you really can't scale up your models efficiently anymore. And scaling up models has been probably the most important way of expanding their capabilities and improving the quality of their output. So it's a concern for those in the AI business.
All right. I don't understand about 90% of what you just said, but let's go ahead and keep living our lives.
Okay.
And if it's overwhelming, let's put the screen down for a little while. Let's just use our human brain, old school. And I think we're going to be okay. Kenny, what else you have?
Bloomberg released a story about this growing trend of absenteeism among teachers since the pandemic.
What does that mean? They're just taking off?
Yeah, that teachers are absent more often than they've ever been. The report looks closely at Clark County, Nevada, where Las Vegas is. It's one of the biggest school districts in the country. And since returning from virtual learning during the pandemic, on an average day, they say nearly a quarter of teachers are absent.
Really?
Yeah, and nationally, there's this staffing firm called Kelly Services, Inc. They're citing data from 40 states saying on any given day, as many as 10% of teachers don't make it into the classroom, which is up from 6% during the COVID pandemic.
I'm sure the kids love it. Don't you remember when the substitute teacher came in?
The teacher's away, you get to play, but teachers are like, you know what? Forget these kids. I need a break.
Yeah. Yes, camera guy Josh, you were in the school system for a while. Does any of this make sense?
Yeah, one thing to know about teachers is their immune systems are unbelievably good because of all the sickness that comes into the classroom all the time of these kids. And so during online learning, we noticed that, like, okay, we weren't around kids for like 2 years, and then once we all came back, everyone was getting sick.
Oh,
so I don't
really?
know if this is still that, but I did notice when we all went back to in-person teaching, our immune systems had to catch up as if we were first-year teachers again, which you're just sick your whole year when you're a first-year teacher.
That's interesting you're saying that, because with my kids at home, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I don't want to say it too loud because I don't want anything to happen.
No,
but like,
whisper it.
I've been around some sick people lately, and like, thank God I'm okay. I think it's my kids are toughening me up. They're just little germ carriers. Petri dishes. Yeah, producer Heather.
Well, that's why I'll eat off the floor for the extra germs to
for
boost
sure.
my immune system.
Forget the 5-second rule. What's 20 seconds? It's not going to harm me.
Remember, she's not a doctor. She's maybe even slightly disturbed. But don't listen to Heather.
Slightly.
Yes.
One thing this article does reference is how global views of how and when to use sick times has changed since the pandemic. But in addition to this having an effect on students, it's also having an effect on these school districts' pocketbooks. There's a professor from Georgetown University who says we hear from financial leaders that they're worried about it. The cost can be $100 to $250 a day for a sub. If students who missed a year of learning are now missing 10% because of chronic absence and another 10% because their teacher is chronically absent, they are never going to get back on track. And there's estimates that these costs to school districts are a daily cost of about $25.6 million for school districts and $4.4 billion per year.
Listen, we used to have a sub named Frankie French Fries, and the name speaks for itself. There was nothing going on in class that day, let me tell you. Kenny, what else do you have?
Here's a great story. It's a viral video of this stray dog who I guess is known around this university campus where it likes to hang out. The dog was just vigorously scratching and clawing at this little gap between cement, and people were wondering, what is it doing? Well, it was trying to get people's attention because there was a cat stuck inside.
Oh, see? And here you think they don't get along, and look at that.
Yeah,
this little buddy
dog drew the people's attention to the cat, and they were able to rescue the cat. And this cat,
love it,
or this dog, is now considered a hero.
Good for him. That little fluffy furball. Love him. What else do you have?
Yes. YouTubers are getting bold. You may remember the story of a man who intentionally crashed a plane for a YouTube video, and that man was sentenced to 6 months in federal prison. Now we're learning the story of another YouTuber who's facing federal charges after one of his videos showed 2 women shooting fireworks out of a helicopter at a Lamborghini for a social media stunt.
Keep up in the bar, and it's like, it's going to get ridiculous.
Yeah, when is enough?
Yeah,
apparently not yet.
Yeah.
Right.
The YouTuber Alex Choi has been charged with causing the placement of an explosive or incendiary device on an aircraft. He posted this video last year, destroying a Lamborghini with fireworks was the title. And federal authorities said he did not obtain the required approval from the FAA to film the video, and he did not have an explosives license or a permit from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms for the explosives.
I used to love fireworks when I was a kid, and then I realized how dumb it was to like have this big fireworks hobby. Who needs to be having fireworks hanging around in the garage? And
yeah, that's not a smart move.
Not good. So I quit that hobby.
Yeah, they're fun, and it is dangerous for sure.
I remember we were at south of the border in South Carolina, or right on the border between North and South. We got this thing called a wolf pack. It was a bunch of fireworks, and I was a kid. My dad lit it, and this thing would not stop. It was like boom, 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 and it just kept going. Like, how do we turn it off? No, this was
There's no button for this.
It was big and long and loud, and we were like, all right, it's time to go. Gotta go. Kenny, thank you for keeping us somewhat informed.
That's what's happening.
Producer Kenny made a request of me before the show today, and he said, can you please keep a segment wide open? And I said, sure. Well, what do you want to do? Kenny, can you explain what's about to happen?
Well, your birthday this weekend, and I have your birthday presents for you.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, happy birthday, bud.
Yeah, but nobody cares about my birthday presents other than me and you now.
Yeah, we care about your birthday.
I don't know. I think you'll really like these gifts.
I always tell people, you don't have to celebrate my birthday. I want to give you one less thing to do. I would like to give you a gift of having to worry about one less person.
He cares about you, and he bought you a couple gifts. He doesn't care about how they're wrapped, though. He used flyers, like from grocery stores, to wrap these gifts.
No, I love that. That's my style.
Do you really?
Yes. Yeah. Why buy wrapping paper? Who needs wrapping paper?
Also, these are coupons, which are also part of the gift, so have fun with the savings.
Okay, that's great.
Oh, do you want me to open them on the air?
Please.
Let's do this.
All right. Yeah, I mean, have you ever gone to a birthday celebration? You just got to watch people open the gifts. And now, look, this is what we're doing. Right, Heather, can you agree with me? You're cynical. Come on. I'm usually upbeat about most things.
Yeah, no, I don't want to watch you open any gifts, and I just think that Kenny's, brown-nosing at this point, but that's fine.
Yeah, I feel the same way, but only because I didn't bring your gift in. That's why I feel that way.
Okay. No worries. You don't even have to get me a gift,
Oh,
Jay.
come on, TJ.
All right, hold on. I'm opening this up. Oh, you got me dude wipes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know you love dude wipes.
Well, I just love wipes in general. I'm a very big fan. I was going to be on the Council of Wipes, and it just didn't work out. But this was something that, and I like these because they're individually wrapped.
Yeah, I figured you could put them in your little book bag.
And by the way, it says flushable wipes. I don't want to start anything with dude wipes, but we've discovered that no wipe is flushable.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now I'm opening it up, and their packaging says let it rip. I don't know what that means.
Yes.
I think it means rip the box.
Of course.
Okay, there we go. So I ripped
And
the
they're
box.
individually packaged, so you can rip the packages open.
Oh, there you go.
So that was just the small gift that, I just wanted to put on as a little icing on the cake.
Thank you.
That's the real gift that you have in your hands.
No, that is a real gift you just gave me. I always feel like people should get gifts that you can use. Like if somebody did my grocery shopping, that would be an amazing gift.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
Well, this you'll be able to use.
Okay, let's see. Kenny, it's a very heavy box. Get out of here.
Yep.
A magnet fishing kit?
Yeah. What? Okay, so TJ has this thing where he just wants to find treasure. He's always talking about how he wants a metal detector or like a massive magnet he can go fishing with, and now you have one. You can find treasure.
This is awesome. Don't you have a boat somewhere, or you have access to a boat?
Yeah, my dad has a boat, but also we have a river like a stone's throw away from our office building.
Do you know how to operate a boat?
I can operate a boat.
We don't have to go
I
out
have
in
my
the
boater's
ocean. We can
license.
use the river. Let's start small, because you go out to the ocean, you might find something you don't want to find.
Yeah, well, also you could get something really heavy and then get pulled into the ocean
Right.
and then eaten by a shark.
Right.
Careful of
No,
that.
this is awesome. Wow. Yeah, if you can get me somewhere near a body of water where I can use this, I would love to. I mean, I hope I don't pull up like any needles or anything.
Oh, don't worry about that.
We'll find something cool and metal.
Could be
This
treasure,
is cool.
man.
Thank you, Kenny. I really appreciate that.
Happy birthday, bud.
Thank you. Yeah, well, listen, it's on Sunday. I found out what my big present's going to be. So, you want me to tell you what it is?
Of course. I want to know if you
My
know.
big present on Sunday is I get to go to my kids' dance recital.
Oh, nice.
Yep, that's right.
I'm so disappointed for you. The look on my face. I'm like, are you kidding me?
And by the way, my oldest daughter threw a tantrum because my wife is making her leave early for a dinner we have. And I said, "No, you know what? You just stay for the recital. You don't have to go to Dad Does dinner. It's fine." And she's like, "Really, Dad?" My mom's like, "No, she has to go." I'm like, "Well, I understand. Like, you're just bored with my birthday. You want to celebrate your birthday." She's like, "Yeah, Dad." I said, "Yeah, well, I'll be at your birthday party. It's fine. Yours is going to be a lot more
You
fun."
should leave her birthday party early.
Yeah, this is adult birthday parties, by the way. Yeah, I get to watch the dance. Is going to be wonderful.
I'm sure
Under
it
10 years
is.
old, it's going to be a real show.
Hopefully it's near a
great.
pond. You can go magnet fishing outside.
Yeah, then it would be great. Thank you, Kenny.